record here. Hey guys, Ddon.Life episode 4. I want to thank you for clicking on this and watching it or listening to it. You can find it on my Libsyn feed as well. So here's the deal. The gym I go to, it's called MASH Performance, and it's located in Burnsville. It's run by a couple guys, great dudes, and my friend, my very good friend from high school, is the head strength coach. They recently opened up some new programs where they're actually having like classes. Usually it was just kind of an open gym situation, and then they would train specific athletes that came in. Now they're going to do group classes, which I think is a great idea. Anyways, this gym is amazing. I've been going there for the past 2 years, and it's the longest stretch of exercise I've ever done. And I attribute that to the gym itself, the people working there, the environment. So I was talking to Nate today, and he told me about the new classes that they're trying to do, and that they are offering free evaluations. So that means you can go in, and they're going to test you. You'll do you'll do speed, quickness, strength. You'll do like bench press max, push-up max, squat max, deadlift max, vertical. Kind of how fast you can do or how far you can go in 1 minute on the row machine. Stuff like that. Awesome stuff. And then if you're interested in it, after that they will make you a program. Nate will write the program based on the results of your evaluation. So if you're interested in that, send me an email to ddon.lifepodcast@gmail.com. I'll put the email address in the description below the video. So today I threw out on my Facebook, send me some questions and I'll answer them on the show. So I actually did get some questions and comments from friends. I really appreciate these guys coming in and sending me the shit. Now I'm going to read it in the order it came in. My friend Sam Moulter was the first to send an email, and he didn't really send a question. He sent me an email, and I appreciate it because he took the time to write it. It's not just like a question or a comment. I asked him if I could read it. He said, fuck yeah. So that's what I'm going to do. Here's what he said. Here's what Sam Moulter said. Subject, Ddon.Life. Yo, bro, I just listened to episode 3. You've got a great presence and your voice is on point. Thank you. I know what you're doing. No. I know what you're going for, but others probably don't, especially if they haven't listened to other episodes. Solve this with an introduction. On almost every podcast I listen to, they open with an introduction about the podcast and what its goals. What is it? What are the general topics? Why should they listen? For you, this would be something like, and he wrote me what I should say for like an example. Welcome everyone. If you don't know me already, my name is Ddon. I'm a guy in his early 30s who takes his health and well-being very, very seriously. But it wasn't always that way. I know what a struggle it can be to juggle a busy schedule and stay healthy. On this podcast, we are going to discuss a range of topics and focus on simple ways that I have found helpful in living a healthy, active lifestyle. I think that's great. I mean, that's basically what I want to do. So again, thank you, Sam. I'm probably going to incorporate something like that. Obviously, it'll be pre-recorded with music, shit like that. He goes on to say, focus each episode on one topic. For instance, today's topic could have been kombucha. Talk about kombucha, what it is, which brands you see a lot of, which ones you have tried, which ones you like, which you didn't like, and then talk about some recent news about it or release of new brand. Something fresh and topical. You've got strong roots here. Keep it growing and keep it going. Sam. Again, thank you, Sam. I appreciate the feedback. Now, in the order they were received, I'm going to read the questions and try to answer them to the best of my ability. All right. He sent me that to my other email. So I'm going to go into Ddon.Life podcast at gmail.com. That's DDON.life podcast at gmail.com. Ken Hannigan sent me the question, where did your nickname Ddon originate? And what have you gained from the Wim Hof method? The name Ddon came from Sam Moulter, who I just read the email from. It happened in high school. I'm not sure when it actually started. I don't remember the specific time or the specific instance where he busted it out, but I think he heard it in a song, maybe a Redman, Method Man song, and then he called me Ddon one day, and it just stuck. Everyone started calling me Ddon, and then it grew like rapidly, and people that I had never met that knew who I was, they came up to me and called me Ddon. Like I had no control. There was no way I could stop the spread of it. It just spread like wildfire. And I mean, I'm fine with it, I guess. Ddon. I guess that's the name of the podcast itself. And then, what have you gained from the Wim Hof method? If you don't know what the Wim Hof method is, you need to check out Wim Hof. It's WIMHOF. And you can just go to YouTube, type in Wim Hof. And Vice did a documentary on him. And it's about doing a breathing technique. The idea is where you bring more oxygen into your bloodstream than normal, and you lower your CO2 levels, raise your oxygen, lower your CO2s, and then over time expose yourself to cold water, cold air. And there's there's supposed to be a lot of benefits. He's proven a lot of new scientific things with this method. He's broken many Guinness World Records in cold exposure. Check it out. But what has it done for me? Not too much, because I got to week 3 and I quit. What happened was I was starting to get a cold, and I went into ice water. And then I went on after I got out of the ice water, it was 28 degrees that day. Motherfucker. All right, this is still rolling. My goddamn MP3 just shit out. But I'm still rolling on the video. Okay. So yeah, I got sick and I went into the cold, and it fucked me up. And I was sick for like a week, and I quit. I'm still believe in it. And Wim Hof says don't do that. It's like take little bit of itty bitty baby steps with cold showers. do the breathing technique and then take little cold showers and work your way up. I was going straight into the freezing cold water. I lived by Minnehaha Creek. It was starting to freeze. It was snowing. I went in sharp as needles, like fucking super cold. And I like it. I liked doing that, but I shouldn't have gone in when I was sick. But to answer your question, Ken, I did start to be able to tolerate the cold a little bit more. The first time I went into the freezing cold river was much harder than the third time. Was like easy, and I didn't even put my clothes back on the way home. I was with Ken. So I saw it working, but then I pushed it a little too hard, and I plan on starting back up. You can get the 10-week class online. I like it. I'm totally into it, but I have to start over because I fucked myself. I hope that answers your question, Ken. Thanks for the question. I appreciate that. All right, the next question is from Katie Stewart, my friend. She asks, when you climbed to the top of Bell Rock, what did you tell yourself to get past the fear? So Bell Rock is in Sedona, Arizona, which that's where I'm going back to next month. And there's a thing called Bell Rock. It's like a 500-foot high mountainous rock structure. It's shaped like a bell. That's why it's called Bell Rock. And we met this dude Peter we were in Scottsdale. We wanted to go to Sedona. We wanted to do some climbing, hiking. And Nick and I went onto Couch Surfers and we found this guy's profile, Peter, who ended up becoming a really good friend, but at the time we didn't know him. And he said he was giving people trips to the top of Bell Rock. So we connected with him. We got there we pulled into the parking lot at 1:11 exactly. And in the afternoon, and then we met him, and I was terribly out of shape at this time. And we started hiking. I got to the base of Bell Rock because you have to do like a 1 mile hike before you even get to the base of Bell Rock. So when I got to the base, I was already winded, like dry desert air. It's kind of slowly getting higher, and I'm fucking gasping for air. So we get to the base of Bell Rock. I'm like, all right, it doesn't look that far. Well, I get about halfway, and I'm completely out of breath. I'm completely shaking. The heights are starting to really fuck with me because I had never been in high places at all. So I get like probably 200 feet up, and I am just fucking freaking out. I'm shaking. I'm like super afraid of the heights. And the climb, it's a hike. I mean, you hike, but there are some parts where you actually have to climb, and it's unforgiving. If you fell, you'd be fucked. But there was one point I was with Nick and Katie and Peter, and I had just met Peter, and I swear to God, I thought he said he just got out of jail or prison. So I was like, what the fuck did I get myself into? Who's this felon dude taking us to the top of Bell Rock? So, excuse me, Chipotle. Double chicken. So we get about halfway up, and I stall. I'm fucking shitting my pants, basically. Shaking, pale, sweating. I'm scared. That was the point that Katie's talking about. How did you get past that point? So I stalled. I sat there. I told those guys, like, I can't go any higher. And then Nick and Katie were just there, and they were like, because they were fine. And they were just like, breathe, drink some water. You're going to do it. We're here. Don't worry about it. We got you. So we took about 5 minutes, and then with their help, I made it to the top. And the whole thing was really uneasy. I was at the top. I was shaking. Yeah, I couldn't get comfortable up there. It was just high. I look straight down. And I'll post a video from my Instagram onto Facebook. You can see it if you're interested. Of the I think it's called it's the very top. It's the highest point you can get without ropes. And what the fuck is it called? Anyways. Yeah, so I was at the top, and just it felt so foreign to me to be up that high. But to answer Katie's question, it was with the help of my friends, you, Nick, and Peter, that I was able to burst through the fear of that point in time when I was fucking freaking out on a ledge on the side of Bell Rock. You guys pushed me through, and I pushed myself to the top. And the craziest part about it all is after that, the way down was easy. I made it down easy. But the crazy thing is it pretty much cured my fear of heights, getting through that moment. Now I go to I've climbed Bell Rock, I think 9 times, and I crawl around that thing. I crawl up and down, take different routes, walk up to the edge, no problem. Completely 180. I'm a different person with heights now. So it definitely changed me for the better. It was one of the most it was like one of the most important, profound breakthroughs in my life personally. Hope that answers your question, Katie. All right, finally, last question. Just have a little stall here on the... All right. The last question is from my good friend, Adam Miller. He's the Senior Executive Marketing Director at Youngevity. Check out the products, Youngevity products, if you haven't. You can get a hold of him, Youngevity. Email him at amiller@gcnlive.com. Or email me with questions. I'll get you in contact with him. He said, I've heard what you've experienced with extended periods of travel. Can youth and vitality be restored in the state of Arizona? If not, what can be gained from paying a visit? Yes, youth and vitality can be gained from a visit to Arizona, and here's why. Well, from my perspective and Adam's perspective, we live in Minnesota. Right now, I think when I woke up, it was 5 degrees. It was fucking freezing. I had to work outside for the first half hour of my day. And my gloves, I wear smart gloves so I can use an iPad. My hands were like fucking numb, frozen. So it sucked. So just getting to Arizona, or Southern California or the desert, Vegas during the winter, I think getting sun, being in the sun, even if it's like in the 50s or 60s, just having some of that sunlight, that's like a supercharge of health and vitality. So I would highly recommend going to Arizona. I like the Phoenix area, Scottsdale. I love Sedona. It's a little bit cooler there because it's higher elevation. Go to Sedona. Go to Arizona in general during the winter, January, February. Get there and you will be happy. You'll feel happier, less stressed. Get the sun in your face, on your body, and you'll feel healthier. So yeah. Not to mention the hiking, like what I just described with Bell Rock. If you do that, hit me up. We'll go to Bell Rock, experience what I experienced. If you have a fear of heights, you're not going to die, but you will experience your fear of heights. You'll face it. And I mean, I was a bitch. Like Nick and Katie, they killed it. I was not killing it. Yeah, so I would say I don't know if there's anything like supernatural about Arizona. Maybe Sedona, the vortex. I'm not sure. I like it. I feel something. But yeah, I'd recommend it. Finally, if you're interested in Meat Clothing t-shirts, hit me up. We're going to get you a shirt. I ask for a small donation. I'm not ashamed of that. I have the Cash App. I'll give you my number. You can Cash App me $10, $100. I'll send you some shirts. I mean, it's a donation, and I'm donating that to you. And finally, MASH Performance, free evaluations if you're interested. It's a free workout at least. And then if you are interested, which I am, I've been going to the place for 2 years. I love this place. I've gone to LA Fitness, Lifetime, Snap, Anytime. Those places, they're fine if you know what you're doing. But at these places, you're working out with people. You're working out with trainers. They're getting your form right. They're pushing you. There's like a group mentality. It's a big deal. It's way better than a gym. So yeah, hit me up if you're interested in that. Otherwise, thanks for listening. 4th episode down. I hope I kept your attention until now. If I did, thank you. And we'll see you soon.